What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hardeep and this is my channel Broke But Bougie, where we talk about all things personal finance and also travel, because those are two things that I'm passionate about. Today I wanted to talk to you about the Google budgeting tool and how you can use it during the new year to kick off any budgeting goals you have. And it's a great tool because it has all the calculations preset. It's an Excel sheet, as you can see here, and all you have to do is plug in your numbers and it's going to do all the calculations for you. So to access the Google budgeting tool, all you have to do is follow the link in the description and you can begin. So let's get started. So starting balance here. I had a number there before, but I deleted it just for the purposes of this video. I also have some numbers already pre-populated when we get a little bit further into it, because I thought it would save some time, and I was also getting my budget ready for next year so I can have an idea of what I can look at spending and saving. So my starting budget going into 2022 will be $40,000. You can enter whatever numbers there. No number is too big or too small. The reason I'm able to get to this $40,000 is because I started budgeting. Before that, I wouldn't have any idea of how I spent my money, and after I started budgeting, I realized I was spending way too much money in certain aspects, and that helped me save a lot. The next sheet down at the bottom there is expenses, and as you can see here, there are different categories. So at the top we have the different months throughout the year, and on the side we have various categories. So children, debt, education, entertainment, everyday, gifts, and so on. So the cool thing about this is if you don't have children, for example, like I don't have children, you can change this heading to something else that's not already listed there. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And if you want like an accurate estimate of how much you might spend on your kids, you might want to, if you have kids, you might want to look at what their activities are in a month, how much food, all that kind of stuff, and put a rounded out number for each of these categories. So say for example, maybe they're in gymnastics. I have nieces who are in gymnastics, and I know it costs maybe like $2,000 a year for them to participate in that. So maybe that's like $175 a month. So you can type that there. So in January it'll be $175, and the total will show up, will populate in this column over here, and an average will also show up, so the average per month. Now if you only have, so like for this one, yes, I put it down as monthly, but you might also have things that are one-time expenses, so you don't always have to have something in every month. So for example, if your kids were not only doing gymnastics, but every July they also participated in a different activity that costs maybe, I don't know how much kid stuff costs, maybe another $100, then hopefully you're familiar with some Excel formulas. If not, it's pretty easy to learn. So you just put an equal sign before the previous number, and 175 was how much you're spending per month on gymnastics, then you add a plus, and $100 for whatever you're spending on soccer. And yeah, then it gives you a total of $275 there. So that's how much you're spending on activities in that month. So it gives you the total and gives you the average, which is pretty cool. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down and do as much of this as you can, as you realistically can. So yeah, include all of your debts and student loans, taxes, whatever you're estimating for taxes. This year, I'm anticipating that I will actually get money back, so I will have to complete that later in possibly the income area. I'm not sure if has a field for that, but that might be where I would put it. So yeah, so you would complete all of this like that. Education, entertainment. Here's what I did. So I did my everyday because that's stuff that I know. Entertainment, like we have Netflix, and we've been pretty cooped up inside, and I plan to do a lot of travel next year. So I don't foresee myself spending a lot on regular entertainment that's not travel related. So that's why I have those empty. Yeah, for my everyday, this is a rough estimate because last year we got a dog and things changed for us a little bit. And also we moved out. So we're spending money on our own groceries, well, more money on our own groceries now. Before we were living with Kevin's parents, and we're fortunately able to live there and save up a lot of money because we didn't have to pay rent, and we didn't have to spend a lot on groceries. But this year, it's going to be fully us. So, and groceries have gone up a lot in cost, so I just overestimated. So $1,000 a month on groceries. I'm hoping we can get that down because that's a really high number, and it's been stressing me out a little bit to spend $12,000 in a year on food. Yeah, so we're gonna try to work on that. See, that's what budgeting can help you do. You could see, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna spend that much a month on food. I need to figure that out. And that's what happened the first time I budgeted. I noticed I was spending so much money eating out, like $500 a month eating out. It was ridiculous. And I realized, okay, this does not seem feasible if I have high savings goals. So you can see here, because of my past tracking, I have now limited my restaurants to $50 a month. I think that's a bit more reasonable. We do more of our own cooking now. Even when we entertain, we ask people to come over and we'll cook them something. So I think that's fairly reasonable for us. There have been months now because of the pandemic where we don't even go out. So $600 for the year for going out. It seems like we can manage that. Personal supplies. I'm not 100% sure what that means. Maybe it could be like tampons and pads and stuff for me. I'm not sure. But yeah, I need to complete that one still. So maybe it's like clothes. I've been thinking about it, and I don't feel ready to spend more money on clothes based on seeing my grocery budget. So I should put something there, but I'm holding off on it for now because I haven't seen anything that I'm like itching to buy. And I did make quite a few purchases of clothing this year, so I don't think I'll be needing to buy anything next year. Our cell phone bill is combined, so that's another thing to mention. If you have a partner or a spouse, you can complete your budget together, or you can do separate budgets. So last year, Kevin and I did separate budgets because we had separate bank accounts, and we just learned after doing that it's way less work and our finances are more stable when we're doing this together. So we're doing it together. Our cell phone bill together is $121 a month, and that's the total there. Hair and beauty, I don't actually get my hair cut every month, but I just budgeted $10 a month for me and Kevin because I think it'll end up adding up to about $120 for the year. So I didn't know what time of year we'll do it, but I just know like eventually we'll end up doing it, so we'll just see. Subscriptions. I don't remember what our subscription was. We share some subscriptions with family, so we split things. So I think, yeah, we're covering the family iCloud subscription here, and someone else is covering our Netflix and stuff. Donations. So I just estimated. I know I end up donating every year, so I just estimated that I would donate $250 in December because my office always does some sort of group donation, and they match what our team donates. The organization will match what our team donates. So I just budgeted that there. Usually in the past couple of years, it has been spread out throughout the year, but I think I'm gonna stick to donating in December. Other gifts, things come up, birthdays. I try to figure out when birthdays and things are happening, so I budgeted according to those, and that's why I got that number. I like to give presents. I'm anticipating some dental work this year, so that's why I put the $2,000. We do have coverage, but regardless of that, it's only 50% covered. So I anticipate that it'll be $2,000 for my dental work this year. I pay $9.43 for the gym. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna just wait it out for a bit and see. Pharmacy, I don't really have too much that I purchase from the pharmacy, no medications or anything that are regular, and I just put that $10 there just in case. So our rent / mortgage, our mortgage is $1,647 a month, so we put that there like that. Our property taxes we're estimating will be around $4,000, and we pay that in July. So what we do normally was for big things like this, we divide it by when we make our budget normally earlier, we will every paycheck will take out the amount per month that we need to end up with that amount in July. So, for example, for this, now I'm putting $666 a month until July so that I have the $4,000 ready to go when it comes to the property tax. We're purchasing a couch, so we have that coming up in January. $2,500 we're potentially purchasing a fridge. The rest of the stuff doesn't really apply to us. Car, we have insurance in July, so we're expecting that to be about $2,200. So we have a pet, and I haven't really been tracking her receipts, but so I'm estimating that her food is about $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year, so much money. And we always put aside $100 a month into a separate bank account as a just in case medical fund, as our own sort of insurance in case something happens to Lachi. We like to get her some toys once in a while. I don't think we spend $60 on toys, but still, I just budgeted $5 a month. Technology, we're not really paying for any hosting right now. No online services, nothing like that. Fuel, I think our car gas is really high right now, so it's about $80 a month. We drive a Honda. That's on purpose. And yeah, $80 a month. There was a point where it was $45, so I'm hoping we can get back to that. Repairs, I'm a little bit accident prone when my car is parked, so I just estimated a little bit based on a small accident I had last year while I was parked. So $75 a month I'll set aside for repairs just in case something happens. I'm planning a couple trips this year in April, June, and October. In April, we have some points accumulated, so our flights will be covered. So I didn't include that there because those flights will be free. But I did include what I could guesstimate for the accommodations and entertainment. And in June, I'm anticipating that the airfare for the two of us will be $1,400, and that might be the cost approximately for when we get there and need a place to stay and everything. And in October, that's airfare for if we go to New Orleans, and that's for the two of us as well. I still have to look into all the other expenses related to that. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for the year. Internet is $110. We have really great internet. I don't know how to explain that further other than that it's really fast. Kevin can tell you more about it if you want to know. Our electricity, I had to estimate as well because this is the first time where we're paying our own electric and gas bills and water and stuff. So we don't have enough history of usage for us to have guests on. So we kind of just did some math based on the people that live in the house. So we have tenants downstairs, and we kind of came up with a number based on that. Water, I'm thinking we can bring this down, but we'll see. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the expenses. So it's pretty easy. Helps you anticipate what you might have to spend throughout the year, helps you prepare. Worksheet at the bottom there is income. So Kevin and I, we bring in about $6,000 a month collectively for our income. And tips, no, we don't make tips. Bonuses, I'm expecting a small bonus at the end of the year, so I added that. Kevin's income can vary. It just depends on how much overtime he has and if he's going to get promoted or not this year. So we're just playing it safe. I always play it safe with the numbers and try not to get overly excited with them. Or better to overestimate how much you're going to spend and underestimate how much you're going to make. And then tenants rent, that covers our mortgage, so we have that there. There's no space for me to put, refunds. I guess in refunds is where I would put our tax return for April. So I'm going to have to play around and figure out what that might look like so we can guess that there. So yeah, so once you have your starting balance, your expenses, and your income completed, then you can go to the summary, and it'll show you the amount of income you can expect every month and your expenses. So it'll show you your net savings based on what came in and out, and then it'll add it to the balance and give you how much you're gonna end up with. And it's kind of cool because it gives you how much you'll end up saving by the end of the year. So for example, we started off at $40,000, and at the end of the year, this, according to this, we'll be at $66,000, about $67,000. yeah, here's income. Again, just a summary of what was there and an overall look at how much you spent per category here too. So it's really cool. It gives you a little chart like this. And last year, what we did was at the end of every month, we created a new sheet, and it was called Kevin expenses, Hardeep expenses. So this year, we'll just call it actual expenses. And what we did was we actually noted down exactly how much we spent in each of the categories. And that way, for next year, when we do our budget again, we'll have a more realistic numbers to base our budget on. So yeah, that's basically how you use Google Budget. It's super easy. I want to show you guys how I set up those separate bank accounts specifically for the different things that I have going on. For example, the property tax that we have to pay for, and furniture or trips or anything else that we're saving aside in our Lachi fund and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that one. Bye.